Megan here Wednesday, and this week's topic is adoption. So I don't have any experience with adoption. I don't have anybody in my family. But so I kind of like looked up some statistics, and they're kind of, some of them were surprising and some of them were like, duh. So one of the things that I read was that 25% of children that are adopted are actually adopted by some form of family member. And that's usually, unless, so they don't go into foster care or something like that. So another statistic that I was reading was 25% of children in the adopting system are diagnosed with ADHD or some form of that during their childhood. That seems like a pretty significant number. I don't know if it's directly related to why they were put into the system or in foster care or something like that, but I thought that was pretty interesting. Something that I didn't expect, and this is just me from, watching TV or listening to the news or something like that, is that around 86% of parents that adopt children said that their relationship with the child exceeded their expectations. And I thought that's amazing. Since they may have had a really rough beginning with their childhood, to end up with someone who really wants to be there for them and really cares for them, that's amazing. One thing that I did know about the adoption process is that it is really, really hard, and it takes a lot of paperwork and background checks and home visits for it to finally go through. And that's just going for a married couple that's pretty well off, stable jobs. It still takes a really long time. And that's not even taking into account if the parent that wants to adopt is, if they're single, if they have children, if they may not have the best past with their job, or if there's a same-sex couple. These factors, more often than not, delay the process of finishing the paperwork, completing it. If the adopting parents decide to adopt right from birth, it's not always definite that the mother is going to give up the baby in the end. Once she sees their beautiful baby, they might decide to keep it instead of giving it away as promised. And from what I read, it said that it's harder to complete the adoption process, if the child is in foster care from an unstable home, because the adopting parents have to wait until the biological mother or father gives up their rights for the adoption parents to actually adopt that child from foster care. Or, the child decides to go back to the biological parent, mother, father. There's so many obstacles in that you have to go through to finish the adoption process, but if that's what you want, if that's maybe your only option, it is so worth it. You get to have this child, you get to give them a better life than what they would have had, and that's an amazing process to go through. So I am definitely for adoption. I think it's great, especially if you've tried all the other options, you tried it on your own, you tried in vitro, you still get to connect with the child, even if they may not be biologically yours. So that's what I think about adoption. I hope you check out all the other girls, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.